And good evening on this lovely Thursday afternoon here. It's nice and sunny outside. It's about 90 degrees. It's pretty warm out. All right. So anyway, this is Keel Dyken here again doing another video update. This time of my 10 scale E-revo and my mini E-revo. This is going to be an add-on to the video clip I've already been previously doing for the past couple of days. And a couple of days ago, actually yesterday, I just got my wheelie bar installed. Actually got it in the mail. I installed it yesterday. And the only reason why I was able to install it is because I saw a previous picture of it on the forum, a web forum. I believe it was on Traxxas' website. The instructions that came with it gave me very little information. To install the wheelie bar, you have to install it on the wing mount, or it could be installed on the bumper. When I first got it and unpacked it, it was very complicated because I didn't know exactly how to install it, as the instructions were poorly written out. It only gave me instructions on how to install it to a bumper, but not the wing. But anyway, I got everything installed here. Wheels are moving freely. And of course, I learned a lot of things from my I learned a lot of things from my 16 scale Revo. Things that, I should do, things that I shouldn't do. And of course, one of the things was zip tying and gorilla gluing the wheelie bar. I always have my wheelie bar set at the highest peak, or the highest point. I believe it's position 1 on the wheelie bar. Got it gorilla glued. Got the zip tied. You're going to want to do both if you ever plan on running on a track, because even if you gorilla glue it, it will come undone. And even if you just zip tie it, it's just better to glue it anyway, just to add that extra support. I always have my wheelie bar positioned at the highest point, because if you put it at the lowest point possible, which gives you the lowest wheeling possible, if the vehicle flips over on a turn, well, it could possibly damage the chassis. And if you watch my other videos, you'll see exactly what happened as far as cracking the chassis. And it's a pain in the butt, especially with the 10 scale vehicle, moving all your electronics and everything else over to a new chassis. Plus, I have a custom painted chassis on my 10 scale Revo. Custom painted black, of course. Got my extra push rod back here. Custom painted black chassis. All electronics waterproof, as I've already stated. Big Joe's here. You gotta run with those. Got the wing mount. I'm tired of scraping it up. This is definitely necessary because I am going to be running on 6S. The motor was really hot using the stock gearing. I was actually using a 16-tooth pinion with a 65-tooth spur. This car ran phenomenally awesome the other day. I mean, I was at the park. It went in sand, grass. Everything was great. The only thing that gave out was the pinion came loose. It stripped the another spur gear I had. The motor was overly hot. I mean, I couldn't even touch it. I was just like this, and my hand was off of it. The ESC was fine. So I decided to go with a 68 tooth spur right now for off-roading, and of course with these tires. But of course, if I ever put the Badlands on here, I might go down to lower gearing. But running 6S, I mean, honestly, I have not been able to run this car using the 35C Venom batteries, 5,000 milliamps, because my car is breaking down before I use up all the power, which is kind of a good thing. So, yeah. Yep, there we go. Got those in the mail last week. This car has been beasting it. But, it's a good thing. It's definitely a good thing because I can make improvements on my vehicle. And, well, I'll just leave that there for right now. Caused me to make improvements on my vehicle, so Anyway, it tore up, you know. It didn't go into thermal shutdown, nothing cut off or anything of that nature. The car tore up through grass and dirt. So did my 16 scale. If you notice on my 16 scale, the bigger tires gives it a bigger ground clearance. I have the Mamba Max Pro ESC. Ran this at the park. I'm running the Entity batteries on here, 35C burst rate with what is it, 1800 milliamps, I believe, and I'm running parallel two batteries, so that gives me longer runtime on 3S using the regular Millennium 10 scale motor setup. And of course, again, if you've watched my other videos, this is a setup to go with if you're planning on running off-road. You definitely need the bigger tires. These are bigger than the standard Dirt Hogs. These are softer, so it won't wear out the drivetrain as much. Easier on the drive shafts and everything. When I ran it at the park at the full amount of time, this was the first time the ESC did not overheat. When I went with the mini Valenian motor, the ESC was, the fan was going. I mean, it was moving. So the ESC did not heat up at all running at the same park, running full speed. Motor was not hot at all. Didn't break anything, had great height. I can get my full hand underneath here. I went with the dual servo, just as something I recently installed so I can have easier turn radius on the vehicle. I probably need to get some stronger rear shocks. The back sits a little bit lower. And of course, as you see here, the 10 scale wheelie bar, these are the default tires that come with that, so I put these on here as well. Instead of the wheelie bar, the tires that come on the 16 scale wheelie bar for the Traxxas vehicles. So they'll work, you know. Traxxas didn't know that they did, but you know, they work, they all fit. I'm going to get a bigger wing or get a different type of wing. I was looking at the one that comes standard on the Losi 8 Mini because it's probably, well, because it looks more like this. You notice I'm not running the stock wing because this does not break easy. As you can see here, the 16 scale, well, the standard wing that comes on a 16 scale Revo, or any Revo for that matter, breaks really easy, so I'm going to get rid of that eventually. But if you have any questions, hit me up. This mod did not require any much effort, and again, all of my electronics are waterproof. I could run this at the bottom of the Pacific Ocean. If I wanted to, salt water would not affect it. So hit me up, keeldeiken at gmail.com, keeldeiken on Facebook. If you have any questions, just shoot me a line later.